So you can bring the soles of your feet onto the mat. And then pull your right knee into your chest. And hold on to either the back of your leg or on your shin. And just gently move your legs side to side. You might keep your left leg bent or maybe straighten it out along the floor. If you straightened your left leg out, bring it back in, and then switch sides. And briefly pull your left leg in and extend your right leg. A little bit of movement in your hip as you move your leg side to side. And if you straightened your right leg, bring it in, and then bring both of your feet down to the mat. And take a block, or if you don't have a yoga block, use a pillow or a cushion, and lift your hips up and slide the block underneath the back of your pelvis. We're resting down at the sort of lowest, widest side, so your hips are fully supported. And then bring your right leg in again. So when you bring your leg in, you might have to adjust the block if you feel like you're sort of falling off of it. And you can hold on to your thigh or onto your shin again. And again, the option to straighten out your left leg. We're going to stay here a little bit longer than we did in just those two previous shapes. And notice, where do you feel sensation? What does it feel like to have one hip fully open and the other one sort of fully closed? See if you can soften your shoulders. Make sure you can turn your head so that your neck isn't rigid, your throat's nice and soft. As you breathe in any way that feels most supportive and most natural. And take another 3 breaths. And if you straightened your left leg, bring it in so the sole of your foot comes to the mat, and then let go of your right foot. Take a couple of breaths. So if the block feels like it's too high or it's too much, any height that works for you would be good. So it might even be a really thin cushion, just giving a little bit of elevation in your hips to get a little bit deeper into the hip flexors. That's the point of having your hips raised. And then switch sides. And gently pull your leg in. You might have to adjust your prop. And an option to slide your right leg somewhere between fully bent and fully straight. And then what does it feel like this side? To have the front of your right hip all the way open. And then your thigh and your belly close together on the other side. And take another 3 breaths. And if you straightened your right leg, bend it. Sole of your foot to the mat. And then bring your left foot down. Take a couple of breaths. And so you have the option here to stay on the same height of prop that you have, or you could lift your hips up and either turn the block to a higher side or maybe stack another one in there, lifting to a height that feels okay with your back. And again, we're looking to lift the pelvis up, so this sense of opening in the fronts of the legs and your hip flexors gets a little bit more exaggerated. So there's a couple of ways to do that. You could continue to prop higher and higher. So that might feel good to have lots of props and your hips lifted and your knees bent. I know some people, it feels okay with their back to extend their legs out. So you can try going to your edge. So that place where it's a little bit of resistance, we're not sort of going into pain or a position where you have to hold your breath in order to stay in it. In a position where you can soften, let the full weight of your pelvis rest down. And the sense of opening, maybe in the tops of your legs, maybe feel it across your pelvis, maybe in your belly, but not at the expense of your low back, yeah? You don't want it to be so much of a back bend that it's way too much compression in your back. Whichever version you've decided on with your legs, you could extend your arms alongside your ears and starting to open up underneath your arms, your armpits, and extending out long. And another 3 full breaths. And if you brought your legs towards straight, just slide one foot in at a time. And then when you have both feet underneath you enough that you can press down and lift your hips up, come down slowly. You remove your props and then slowly lower yourself down. And take a full breath with the back of your pelvis fully supported on the mat. And then you might bring your legs in and do a little bit of a rock side to side.